dernières années. Merci beaucoup. La parole est à Dr. Heusel.
Many thanks, President Santer, and many thanks to you, President Juncker, for coming, and to all of you for joining us tonight. I must disappoint you. I will not bore you with presenting any technical functioning of our institute, because most of you are already familiar with that. Rather, I would also like to make a more general statement. ERA was instituted as a not-for-profit foundation on the 22nd of June 1991, quite ironically, almost precisely 24 years before the Brexit vote. When half a year earlier, in November 1991, a distinguished community of lawyers, judges, business people and politicians representing European institutions and member states alike gathered in Trier to salute and support the project of setting up this Academy of European Law. This was done in a general mood of embarking into a brighter future. This new institute should be an important tool to strengthen the European construction through skilled application and effective enforcement of European law. ERA was conceived to provide the necessary legal expertise and to offer at the same time a meeting place and a reference point for all sorts of legal professionals in Europe. This, our mission, has never changed since. The early 90s were indeed no times of faint-heartedness or resignation. Everywhere there was appetite for more and stronger integration and confidence that law would be key in achieving a stronger and better Europe. The completion of the single market, this goal conceived so ingeniously by Jacques Delors in 1986, was close to reaching target. For the first time in history, the legal community in the European member states, beyond competition law experts and agricultural market organization experts, was becoming aware of the unfolding practical relevance of this growing acquis. And for the first time, lawyers realized that they could make this strange body of law work for their clients. This pioneer spirit was further fueled by the wholly unexpected changes in the East, just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. When we met in Trier in November 1991, the term candidate countries referred still to countries like Austria, Finland or Sweden. But it was already obvious that a much wider enlargement was looming, which would lead together what had belonged together for centuries. And while it was equally clear that the challenge would not be small, nobody despaired. On the contrary, the sense of this historical opportunity outweighed by far the fear of the inherent risk, and all of us were resolved to move on. It was in this spirit and mindset that in June 1992, ERA was founded, following a series of resolutions adopted by the European Parliament, not only supported by Horst Langes, by the whole Parliament, and calls from the Court of Justice and also from among professional stakeholders. It was in that same spirit that in 1992 already we started to build lasting links with the partner institutions in Poland, in Hungary, and in the just splitting Czechoslovakia, helping those who had just escaped the oppressive relationship with one union to familiarize with the concept of a completely different union in which they would become decisive actors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm depicting this scenario just to highlight two aspects. First, to emphasize how far enthusiasm and firm political resolution have taken us in these 25 years. And then, of course, to ask where enthusiasm and political ambition have gone today. Today we see more risks than opportunities. We tend to see more crises than solutions. We seem to have wanted too much, and we risk to lose what we have achieved, as we seem to have built parts of it on unstable and imperfect ground. But in the course of its first 25 years, more than 125,000 European lawyers have participated in ERA's events, have made contacts and friends across national and professional borders, and have contributed to building and shaping a veritable European community of lawyers. If ERA is proud to celebrate its 25 years in 2017, it does so because we too feel that we have our share in the achievements of today. But like all of you, we are concerned about the current state of our European project. We will do what we can to analyze and help improve the situation, as being realistic in analysis is the first step to finding the way out, to finding the way forward. We hope that our Jubilee Congress on the 19th and 20th of October in Trier will make an important contribution to this, as it will consider the authority of European law at different levels, and it will look, most importantly, to the point to which extent the authority of European law interacts and depends on the legitimacy of the European project as such. There is, however, no reason to succumb to current defeatist tendencies. Those of my age, at least, will remember that the vibrant mood of the 90s was just the follow-up to a similarly dull, weary and depressing phase, which everyone knows as Eurosclerosis. As the challenges and the crises of today certainly are of a different nature, the response will be different too. But there will be an adequate response. There will be appropriate solutions, and we will strive together with all of you to identify and to implement them. But who would be more competent to tell us about the perception of these challenges and the appropriate remedies than the President of the Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker? It's therefore a great pleasure and honor to welcome you here today, all the more, as President Santa has already highlighted, as Luxembourg was the first and only member state in 1992 to participate in this endeavor to set up the Academy of European Law. We look forward to your presentation. Thank you very much for coming.